Oh, rest in peace, Rusty Shackelford.
Oh man, I'm dying and we haven't even started yet. Let's see.
Play the Taylor Swift. Let's do the Taylor Swift.
Do the Taylor Swift. Where's
Taylor Swift?
The only Taylor Swift one I have left is the short one, I think.
Hey, let's do it.
Oh no, I've got this. Since there's only two of us.
I see the crystal raindrops fall, and the beauty of it all is when the sun comes shining through to make those rainbows in my mind. When I think of you sometime, and I wanna spend some time with you, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us, just the two of us, just.
That's perfect. Because it is just the two of us.
I forgot I did that. Like I threw that on there. I didn't edit it. I should have edited it so it was a little quicker. But yeah,
perfect. Well, what is going on, everybody? What is going on? And welcome to this week's episode 246 of the STS Guys. I'm Jeremy.
Hey, it's Larry,
and we are the STS Guys, a something weekly podcast where we sit around, shoot the shit, and talk about anything geeky, nerdy, and cool. What's going on, Larry? Good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you too, Jeremy. We've been a little busy. Nothing too crazy, but just a little bit busy. So yeah, I copied the description from the last episode without reading it, and it literally says like, "We're back from San Diego Comic-Con," and then I'm like, "Oops!" So I messed that up, and yeah, we haven't talked since the San Diego Comic-Con recap. That's crazy. Yeah.
It's been a minute.
3 weeks.
Missed 3 weeks, but like I said, for good purpose. So we both had, like I said, a lot of different events going on.
Yeah,
it's been a very eventful 3 weeks. I know we have a lot to talk about today, but real quick before we do, I said quick shout out to the chat. Ed, what's going on, my friend? And Manny, what's going on?
What's up, Manny? What's up, Ed? Thank you for stopping by. And I guess you could say it's been a week.
It's been a week.
It has been a few weeks.
Yeah, it has. I don't know. Where should we start?
Well, just because
I got another drop too. Clearly, we didn't plan anything for this, right? This is going to be random, and in typical STS Guys fashion, we're just going to wing it.
Well, I kind of winged it.
Winged it.
Nice.
I was watching King of the Hill. That's been on there for weeks. I was watching King of the Hill a couple of weeks ago, and it's the episode where Hank becomes a substitute teacher, and Peggy gives him all these tips, and she's like, "Well, did you follow my tips?" And he's like, "No, I just kind of winged it."
That's like, for sanitary,
yeah. That is, we need that because that is our mantra.
That's when Hank becomes a shop teacher.
Yeah, it's a good episode.
It is a good episode. It is a good episode, but just because I said it has been a few weeks, I said, you know what that means. I said it's obviously been a few weeks, so obviously, I got a hot toy.
You did.
I did.
There we go.
That's hot. That's hot. That's hot. That's hot. That's hot. That's hot. That was hot. That's hot. That is really hot.
So, like I said, the funny thing is, like, sometimes, right, like I said, like the way the hot toys work, right, is you pre-order them, and then they have an estimated basically time of basically when they're going to be here. And honestly, the estimated window for hot toys, like I said, if you've ever bought them, like it's literally a 6-month window. It can be anywhere from, like if you pre-order something, like it's always a year plus out. And then after the year plus out, the shipping window for basically when they drop it is typically another 6 months. like it's basically like, oh yeah, this could hit
Forever, yeah.
anywhere between December 2023 and July 2024. Yeah, this is the first time I've ever had this situation happen. And it hurt the old bank account a little bit. I had 3 of them drop literally within like 2 days of one another.
Surprise.
Yes, surprise. And if you like average out the cost of hot toys, like I said, that's kind of a oops.
Yeah.
Oopsies. But no, so it was really cool. I said I've only unboxed 1 out of the 3, like I said, because they all recently came. But
Nice.
the first one that I got to show for it is, like I said, they reissued, I said, and updated, I said the first costume of Black Panther.
Yeah.
So I finally got a Black Panther, I said, for the collection.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That suit, and it looks right. It looks great, like as it should, because it's a hot toy. But
yeah,
that's really cool.
Yeah, so he's got his claws out. Like I said, and it has, like I said, an awesome Chadwick Boseman rest in peace.
Yeah.
I said, like head sculpt. I said as well. So super excited about that. But yeah, no, 2 other ones that I got were I have the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man from No Way Home, but it was reissued underneath the Amazing Spider-Man 2 license, so they didn't have to pay the license fee for No Way Home.
Okay.
So like very much weirdness. But like I said, it's a brand new figure, and it's completely different than the one they made for the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Cool.
But it's just literally in an Amazing Spider-Man 2 box. Like
it's to get around, to skirt the licensing agreement.
Skirt the licensing agreement, but you know what? Yeah. Hey, clever girl, Hot Toys, clever girl.
Yeah.
So at least we got an Andrew Garfield Spider-Man.
That's awesome.
And the last one I got, as like I said, I got another Iron Man figure, which was the Disney 100th anniversary. I said like limited edition Iron Man. It was limited edition to like, I think there's like 1,500 pieces worldwide, and then Sideshow ended up actually getting like 500 of them only. So I ended up actually getting one of those.
That's awesome.
So I had a waitlist convert. So that was
cool.
That was a
yeah, that's super limited. That's cool.
Yeah.
You're still waiting on so like, right, you just said that the window for shipping, right, they're super slow. You never know. So that means you haven't got like the Spider-Man that you bought for Comic-Con then, right? Like the SDCC one. That's like Larry, 6 months out.
That's like a year and a half. That's like a year and a half out.
Right.
That's why, like I said, right? Like I always get joked on, like in regards to how many pre-orders do you have? Like I have a lot of stuff on pre-order, but the thing is, like I said, it's a lot of stuff on pre-order, but it just drops. Like I said, some of these pre-orders are like, I think my longest one is almost 3 years out. And then so the crazy thing about it, right, is especially I said lately, with a lot of the new figures, is that they've cut down their production runs. I said on a lot of these. So like Sideshow's had this happen, I said multiple times. I said recently where they've sold out of a pre-orderable figure. Like meaning basically like, hey, so if you don't pre-order it, you're not getting it like at all. Yeah. And then I said then the prices in the aftermarket just like go freaking bonkers. I said for some of these figures. So like if you don't lock in a pre-order, I said you're basically out the figure. So like, well, it sucks not to have to pre-order stuff like I said all the time, but like I said, it's nice.
Otherwise, you're probably not. You're not going to want to pay the eBay prices or whatever.
Yeah, because like I said, the eBay prices are double in the best case scenario. Just like some Funko Pops or whatever, except for the starting price is much higher. Yeah.
It's like that, but worse.
Yeah. Besides that, I said I've also and that's me and Larry were talking about this. I said right before the stream, I've been a little bored lately. I said and gotten like a good old taste of the old whatnot, right? So like obviously, honestly, everyone has probably shopped on whatnot, or I said if you haven't know what it is. Basically, like I said, imagine like I said if you were to take eBay, make it live, and basically take all the best things I said about like Reels or TikTok, and basically mash all that stuff together. That's basically what whatnot is. cool. I said it's a cool platform. I said especially I said you have some different creators I said on Whatnot that basically make some pretty fun shows. Um, you can do you can host giveaways. Probably I said, the most genius thing I've ever seen. And this is something that I think so many other platforms should take advantage of. And I said it would just take off like wildfire. So on Whatnot, you can host giveaways, but in order to basically enter the giveaway, they basically have to follow you. I said they basically have to subscribe and follow to your channel. And so basically, I said, and then once they subscribe and follow your channel, basically whenever you're live, it blasts out I said to all those users, hey, that you're live. I said so that way you can join the show.
Right.
I've actually won quite a few giveaways.
Nice.
I said on Whatnot, from some smaller streamers, and then also from some bigger streamers. Actually, give me 1 second. I got to show this.
Okay.
I totally forgot about the story.
All right. We're gonna play the STS Guys rap because we haven't done that in a while.
STS Guys Podcast is the best you ever seen. Go and listen weekly pop culture podcasts, they are so clean. Talking about movies, TV shows, collectibles, I mean Jeremy, Larry, Nathan Scott are the best hosts you ever seen. Batman, Spider-Man, Ninja Turtles, very cool. Just lay down, open a beer, that's the big rule. Relax every week with us, we doing it right. Interesting subjects, we don't bother you at all. Come with us, it's gonna be so cool. Okay, STS Guys Podcast #1. That's not a fool, okay, I promise you gonna have fun. Take your gun, nerds, in the beach, I swear that's a big run.
Always loved taking my gun to the beach.
It was classic. I know you were back, but we had to just finish it because I hadn't heard that in a while.
Yeah.
All right.
So the reason why I had to go grab this, right? So besides just normal plebe streamers like us, right? Hey,
Yeah,
no one cares about us, right? We're low man on the totem pole.
Right.
However, though, right? I said you do have some people who streamed are pretty cool, like Todd McFarlane actually just hosted his first Whatnot stream.
Really?
I said the other
That's
night.
cool.
With some stuff that was going crazy. So he actually cut up the image booth, sold panels of it, and they went for thousands of dollars.
Really?
Yes.
That's crazy. Okay. I think either you told me or I had saw that. Yeah, right. Because they were gonna dismantle the Comic-Con booth, which was cool, but I don't think I'd spend thousands of dollars on a piece of the booth.
A piece of the booth. Yeah. So
That's
it's
weird.
So they cut out. They basically cut out the art prints, right? I said that were part of the booth. Like I said, not original art. They're just literally cloth pieces of the booth.
Yeah.
So one of the panels, I said on average, it went for $2,000. I think that was the lowest price one. The highest price one went for over $6,000.
Wow, that's crazy. Well, they're going to be doing that again next year. And
100%.
somebody else is going to take notice and start doing that too, because that's an easy way to make your money back, rather than just throw them in the trash.
Yeah,
you're going to make 10 grand.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Exactly. But then also, like I said, someone who actually just had his last Whatnot stream. He did Whatnot for quite a while, and then he's like, you know what? I'm kind of done with it. Was Rob Liefeld. So basically the guy who created Deadpool,
cool.
right?
Yeah.
So like I said, I was in his last Whatnot stream, and then I actually won one of his giveaways where basically he gave away this little Deadpool set, and then he autographed and drew a little Deadpool balloon.
Oh, that's awesome.
So he sent this to me for free. So it's pretty cool.
That's very cool for free. Yeah, very nice. That's awesome. Yeah. Congrats. That's a pretty that's a pretty sweet prize.
Yeah, so it was actually a Comic-Con 2016 exclusive little Deadpool set. That I guess he had just laying around.
Right. Yeah, just clearing out. Right. I assume when you're that type of guy, or any any kind of celebrity collector person, you end up with a bunch of random stuff, and at some point in your life you need to kind of purge a little bit. I mean, like, we all do it too, but it's got to be worse for them. Like, right, he must get free Deadpool stuff all the time. He probably had a whole case of those things, that, right, whoever made him just
100%. Well, and that's why, like I said, like Todd McFarlane started trimming, because I guess he has an entire warehouse, a warehouse full of Spawn stuff. So like one of the, like I said, it's so funny, right? Like I said, on in addition, like I said, he gave away, like I said, other stuff. Like I said, with like I said, if you bought the $6,000 thing, you know, he's like, oh yeah, I'll throw in this too. Like, one of the things that he threw in was one of the posters that you actually gave me.
The movie poster?
The movie posters.
Like from the mid-90s Spawn movie? Cool.
From the 97 Spawn movie. Yeah.
He's probably got a couple. He's probably got tubes full of those in his warehouse or storage unit or wherever he keeps that stuff.
But yeah, so been on Whatnot. But then, like I said, right before I was sitting here, I've been buying a ton of comic books, but then I found something for Larry, because Larry, like I said, Larry is probably the biggest Simpsons fan, I said, that I know of. I said, and it's, like I said, Simpsons are near dear shot in pop form. I said, and also in comic book form as well. So there was a lot on Whatnot the other night. I'm like, with something I haven't actually ever seen before. So I found, I said, a one shot that was made exclusively for 7-Eleven of Radioactive Man. So I picked that up for Larry. I said,
that's really cool.
Well, I was on my little Whatnot binge. So
yeah, that's awesome. Thanks, man. You showed me that before. It's cool. I know they made a couple like Radioactive Man comics, like the main one. Like, they didn't go in order. There's like Radioactive Man #1, of course, and then I think like 1000. Like, they just made like random numbers, but I don't remember ever seeing like a 7-Eleven one. So I'm gonna have to search that one up here later on. But that's very cool.
Yeah, it'd honestly be cool. Like I said, like, and I'm curious to kind of look it up to see if there's any of them that are actually CGC'd.
Because I don't need to I don't need to go down that road. But that is cool.
Well, like I said, I actually might do it for you. Just because I have a lot that I have to submit to CGC.
Other stuff to send in.
So cool. I might throw it in. I might press it and throw it in there for you.
All right, cool. That would be awesome. Yeah, I do not have any graded Simpsons comics. That would be very cool. When I was in Texas, I downsized from 2 short boxes. It's not like I've ever had a very big comic collection, but I downsized from like 2 short boxes to 1. I got everything to fit in one, but without looking, at least half of that has to be Simpsons comics. And then just the other random stuff that I've acquired over the years, some from when I was a kid, and then some, Comic Cons and that kind of stuff. But Jeremy and I are both separately going to be talking comics with our friend Russ on his channel. Jeremy, I think you're going live with him this week, right? Is it Tuesday?
Yeah, on Monday.
Yeah.
On Monday.
Monday. Okay. All right. Cool. I'll be sure to share out the link to his channel. But Jeremy's going to be talking to Russ about comics. Russ is a big comic collector. He's been making YouTube videos for a very long time. Really good dude. So yeah, you go check that out. But I definitely be watching to listen to Jeremy talk about comics and his amazing collection. And then the week after that, it's going to be me in my 1 short box with half Simpsons comics, which I think is going to be a good time because I have just the most random and ridiculous comics, which if you're listening to this podcast, probably doesn't surprise you at all.
No. And that's what I appreciate about Larry. Larry, like I said, is the most random thing I said that you can probably think of. Like collectible or anything else. Larry probably has, and that's what I appreciate about Larry, because I said he has some banger collectibles that are just like I said, they're just so out there. Like hey, this is weird. So I tried to channel my inner Larry. I said when I found that Radioactive Man, I'm like this
cool.
7-Eleven and Simpsons. I'm like, okay, this is
I do like
kind of in the wheelhouse, and so I'm like, let me see if I can do this.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely perfect. No, and the funny thing about like my comics collection too, as I was thinking about it, I volunteered to go talk comic books for an hour, and I'm like, I don't know, this isn't my wheelhouse. But then I'm like, for not being a serious comic book collector, like I've got some good stuff, right? I won't talk about it too much. I'll save it for Russ's stream. But I have one graded comic. Well, technically two.
Two.
Because I got that one at Comic-Con. But before I won that one at the CGC booth at Comic-Con that we talked about last episode, I had one graded comic book was the Stan Lee autograph comic that got at Amazing Comic-Con Las Vegas, right? So like, I don't have a lot, but I've got a few really cool things. Even though I'm not like a crazy hardcore comic book collector, I've randomly acquired quite a few pretty cool pieces over my lifetime.
Yeah. So that's
So
all.
I'm looking forward to having a random conversation about comics. So it's gonna be cool.
No, I said me too. All right. Like so, I have, like I said, I have a few. I have quite a few graded books, but then I said the raw books. That's untapped territory. I've been throwing them on. I've been starting to throw some of the raw books on my.
Yeah. Well, you got. I was surprised to see this week you posted. Was it Avengers 4? The first first Silver Age Captain America?
First Silver Age Captain America.
Yeah. Very, very cool.
Yeah. So I am and then interesting thing about that specific one. That one is actually the UK price variant. So it's actually
really?
It's actually from the UK.
Cool. Does that? I assume it's got to be more rare, right? There's less UK ones, or about the same. It's
about the same. Some, like I said, some UK price variants are more rare than others. I said with that one, it's pretty much about the same.
That's still cool though. Just something different.
And it's one of those things, right? Like where I'm trying to basically get the first, at least the first 10 Avengers, and so like I said, I got one book to go. Number one.
Well, that was a pretty big one. I remember when we were in San Diego, I asked you like, I knew clearly Avengers number 1 was expensive, but I'm like, what other ones in that top 10 or first 10 are kind of more key and expensive? And I remember you mentioned that one, so I was happy to see you got that. Did it show up? Like, was the case cracked? Was that the one? Like, I remember something about your comment was like, you gotta resend it in because it got messed up.
Yeah. So I'll go into the segue real quick. So before we start talking about the other stuff, so found an amazing deal on this comic, right?
Cool.
And I don't like, so at this point in time, right? I'm like, I don't want the super high grade ones. I don't want to spend the thousands and tens of thousands.
Yeah, you just want to have it.
But I just want to have it. I want to, like I said, something that presents fairly decently well, right? I said, and just to have it. One, like I said, they continue to go up in price. So if I don't buy it now, and the nice thing is, like I said, right now is like everyone's like, kind of selling stuff. So like if you're selling anything, probably just hold off for a while. Like don't sell stuff right now.
The movies aren't as hot as they were, and collectibles are down a little bit anyhow.
Yeah. So like I said, it's down. So like I picked that book up probably about 50% off for like what it normally is. But yeah, no. So I bought it from a guy who basically is a dentist who trades comics for dental work.
Oh, okay.
Shit you not. I'll have to share his Instagram. Like I said in the show notes.
Yeah.
Because like I said on his Instagram, he actually has a video of his dental office, and it's just like literally lined with comic books.
That's cool. So it's basically like if you were a dentist, it's what you're.
If I was a dentist, I'd be doing that. So like, hey, guess what? You could submit this $5,000 claim to insurance, or you could go because this one video has, or you can go and spend $2,000 at the comic book store and give me that instead.
You just start sending your patients eBay links and be like,
exactly.
If you walked in with this, we could probably figure something out.
Exactly. So unfortunately, like I said, that comic took a trip around the world. And I said it got misshipped. So it actually ended up in Leander and then went through like 3 different postal distribution services. Like I said around Austin. And then it finally made it here. And then unfortunately, like I said, it arrived and the case was cracked. But honestly, I'm like, it was an old CGC case anyways. So CGC maybe like 3-4 years ago changed their cases to actually like way better cases.
better. Is it the same label or just like different
Yeah,
plastic?
slightly different label, way different plastic. They're a
Plastic,
lot
yeah.
sturdier. I said they're a lot more clear. I said they're just nicer cases. So like I was gonna probably reholder it anyways, and so like I literally just contacted the guy. I'm like, hey, I'm like, I can either like send this back. I honestly, and I told him I'm like I don't want to do that, or honestly just refund me $30 just so I can send it to CGC and I'll have them reholder.
Yeah, and you've been sending them stuff anyhow. So
so I'm like I
throw it in the box.
Exactly, it's gonna be thrown in the box. I set it out, and like I said, I'm gonna go
easy.
get it reholdered. So like it'll be nice and simple. But yeah, so like it's got a slight crack in the case right now, but I said we'll get that fixed.
Very cool. Ed asked, did your soda arrive unscratched? Did
Yes.
Ed send you a soda?
Yes, Ed sent me a soda. So yes, thank you, Ed. Like I was actually that was actually going to be my picture I was going to take today. But I haven't had a chance to basically take a photo of it yet. But yes, Ed, thank you. I said the soda did arrive. I said unscathed. So thank you for some amazing
which soda did Ed send you?
So because I said I took that picture of that Freddy astronaut, right?
Yeah.
So Ed had a couple of the actual sort of regular astronaut sodas. And so,
okay, cool.
Yeah, so he actually ended up sending me one of the regular astronaut sodas,
Nice.
just because I said I want to take it down to NASA and take some pictures of it.
That would be cool.
Down
Right.
to NASA, so.
By Houston, yeah,
Yep.
That would be cool. Well, since that episode or since the last episode, I got some stickers from Ed for his awesome new Star Trek Instagram channel, My Figure Universe. So if you're not following Ed, go check him out. He actually sent me 2 packages of stickers because the first one he sent took like a month to get to me. They both showed up on the same day, super random. But he messaged me, like he sent it like San Diego Comic-Con week, and he messaged me like, "Hey, did you get some stickers?" I'm like, No, I didn't. And then he's like, "All right, well, I'll just send you another one," because it'd been like 2+ weeks at that point. And the other one showed up right away. And the same day, I got the old one showed up too. I'm like, whatever. So I've got a few extra that I will make sure find a good home. But thank you, Ed, for the awesome stickers.
Yeah, definitely give Ed. I said a follow there. I said
Ed's killing it. It's got so much cool Star Trek stuff. I had no idea.
So much cool Star Trek stuff. Plus, I said honestly, Ed. I said I love the question of the day Saturday.
Me too.
I said I'm an active participant in question of the day Saturday. Just because I'm like.
Today's was like your favorite Star Trek episode. I had to Google popular Star Trek episodes, but I wanted to participate anyhow.
I'm like, okay, wait, let me guess. Can I please guess which one was which one is yours?
Yeah.
Okay, now I gotta look at the answers. Because I'm like when I was looking through them, I'm like, this one seems like a Larry research one because it's weird and off the wall.
Didn't fit. I did that with one of the ships.
Yes.
I asked about ships the other time, like a couple weeks ago. I had to Google a ship too.
Yeah,
but I wanted to participate.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I'm like, I knew it too. I'm like, I know one of these is Larry's.
Yeah.
So
it's funny because when like going back to the comic stream with Russ, when Russ shared out that, hey, somebody suggested I do interviews with people about their comic book collections, I'm like, that feels like a Jeremy thing, and it was a Jeremy suggestion.
All right, so I'm going. Did you do the Bride of Chaotica?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. That was like
I think mine's more.
All right.
Silence.
Okay. I'm gonna do one more guess. All right. Did you do the Take Me Out to the Holosuite?
No. I did the Trouble with Troubles.
Okay, you did a classic.
I think the only classic Star Trek episode that might have made that was the responses. I think, I'm not sure.
See, that one's a classic. Like I said,
that's why I went with it.
That's why I didn't think it was yours. I'm like, it wasn't off the wall enough.
But I had heard of it. Like that's why I went with it. Like I found a list of the top 10 classic Star Trek episodes. That was the first thing that came up when I Googled best Star Trek episodes. So that was fine. But then like that was number 2 or 3 on the list. I like that one better because I at least was familiar with it. And like number 1, I don't remember what it was, but like that one wasn't me. Like this one though, because I've seen those furry little guys before. I'm like, this is a good episode. So I at least knew what I was responding with rather than something completely random. That was my thought process. We got to talk about the Metallica concert and stuff too, but like because when you're talking about whatnot, and how I like super random things, I've got something I think is very cool and extremely random to share. Not that I found. So I've got a work trip coming up to Mexico City here in a couple of weeks that I'm not overly excited about, but that's okay. But one of the people I work with, he's got a couple pops, right? So everybody works from home. If you're watching the live stream, I sit literally in the same exact seat. So my pops are right behind me on the wall so everybody can see them, right when we join Zoom calls and all that stuff. So he knows I have pops. He's got a couple pops behind him. Like he sits in different places in his house, but I think he's got a few Star Trek pops, which is cool. Not Star Trek, Star Wars pops, which is cool. But he mentioned that when I come out, we got to check out this flea market called Comic Rock Show. And I'm like, okay, dude, like this sounds weird, but I'm like, whatever. Like he's a good guy. But so I Googled it, right? Is it going to let me show the video? I don't have the sound on. All right, cool. So there's this thing in Mexico City every weekend called the Comic Rock Show. It is this giant toy flea market with everything imaginable, like all these little toys, all this vintage stuff, but a ton of bootleg stuff.
Oh,
like it is ridiculous. But like, look at all this random stuff on the ground. Like they bring like all these toys, and it's like it's every weekend. Like it's just flat out crazy, and I'm just like, I'm just like blown away. Right? This is an English guy. Like there's a bunch of videos in Spanish of this place, but I found one with this English guy, Ed's Retro Geek Out. Shout out to that guy. But he's digging through this bag of like bootleg Lion-O. There's a bootleg He-Man figure in there. Like it's so cool, and I'm like, that is amazing. So I don't think I'm going to be able to go check this out, but this seems like the most random thing that I would have never even known existed. But apparently they have this big toy flea market thing. Like he told me about it because there's literally like some big pop vendors. This video guy, right? There's a bootleg. What was that? Bebop, Rocksteady, Bebop, Ninja Turtles. There's pop vendors too that have just a ton of pops. So he's like, yeah, you can find a bunch of pops you've probably never seen before and stuff. Right? He doesn't know. He doesn't know how deep I am into the Funko Pop thing, but I'm like, oh, I'm like, cool. But then like I start looking at the videos. I'm like, it's not the pops, it's the random like bootleg Ninja Turtles and stuff that I would love to check out.
I was gonna say, I'm like, if you ended up going, like I said, you said you're not gonna.
I probably won't have time this time. If I go back, I want to try to get there. I definitely want
some type of bootleg Spider-Man like thing.
Yeah,
because this came across. I said the other day, but I said someone freaking nabbed it before I could. Like, check this thing out. It's Spider-Man with an AR-15.
That's really cool. He's kind of got the old like army man pose going.
It's
like,
literally a repeat
really
of G.I.
cool.
Joe that crawls around with batteries and shoots. Like, this thing is freaking awesome. Like, it is so not real, but it's awesome nonetheless.
It's very cool, right? Like that's like I feel like I would just have a blast walking around this bootleg Mexican toy market.
Yes.
And it's packed. If you watch all these videos, like it's wall to wall people. There's just all these toys laid out on blankets on the ground, and like these people do this every weekend. I was looking I was just curious. I'm like, well, so like where after I saw that, I'm like, well, I wonder where you could even like buy pops. And like there's a couple stores. Nothing good, right? There's not really any mainstream comic book stores or anything like that. So I'm like, oh, well, like I wonder what the Mexico City Funko Pop Facebook groups look like. So I joined one of those, and it's a bunch of for sale posts, just like we'd have here, but we're gonna, if you want to buy it, I'm gonna be at the Comic Rock show from 12 to 2. Every single person wasn't like, come to my house. It's meet me at the Comic Rock show. So I'm like, this is clearly the place to be if you like the kind of stuff we like. Just
That's
had
awesome.
no idea this was a thing. It's the most ridiculous name. And I like, again, there's really nothing I want to do in Mexico City except for this.
Well, that, and then I said the next time you go too, I said you also have to check out the Buc-ee's or
yeah. You sent me that. You sent me that picture. Somebody made a bootleg Buc-ee's, right? Like,
yeah,
it's not more Mexico than a bootleg Buc-ee's. Like, it's very cool.
That's great. Oh man, bootleg toys are awesome.
I think so too. So yeah, we'll see. He offered to take me, right? Because I probably wouldn't wander around Mexico City by myself. But he did offer to take me. So maybe if I go next time, I'll try to get there a little bit earlier and try to hit up the Comic Rock
Show.
Such a random name. Speaking of rock shows, how we didn't go live last weekend because you went to Dallas for the 2-day Metallica concert, I think.
Yes. I went to Dallas for the 2-day Metallica concert. So Metallica is doing, I said, in a small. I said they're not doing many stops. I think there's like 12 North America stops. That's it. I said they're doing a stadium tour. I said the release of their M72 album. That came back out in April. So they were doing a 2-day concert. Basically, it's a Metallica no repeat weekend. However, though, right? So like I said, it's a 2-day concert.
Yeah.
But spread over 3 days. So
wait, what?
Yeah. So I don't know if you know about
no.
This. Yeah. So night 1 of the concert was on a Friday. Night 2 of the concert was on a Sunday.
Okay.
Old man me appreciated this concert 100 times over. I'm like, I can't do. I said, I went to the first night. I'm like, man, I'm so glad this second concert is on Sunday rather than the very next day because I was freaking beat. I said, and tired. I said after night 1.
Yeah. You need the break. You need the break day.
Yeah, but yeah, I said like. At first, I was like, man, that's kind of weird that it's broken up over 3 days. Yeah. But then, like old man me, I said as I started to kind of appreciate it, I'm like, this is actually pretty good.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they're old too, right? James Hetfield's is 60 now, so he's definitely not young anymore. That's cool. Yeah. No, I mean, it like. Because you live in Austin and you had to go to Dallas for it, it means you had to spend an extra night in Dallas. But that's okay. It just gives you an excuse to do some Dallas stuff, and then still hit up the concert on Sunday. That's fine. How long was each one? Was each day? Yeah. So I said the concert kicked off. I said at 6. I said they had some opening bands. I said, and then it wrapped up by like 11:30. I said 11:30, 12 each night. So like it was a good long time. Yeah, so first night, right? It was awesome to see. They had, like I said, I've never heard of him. Well, I've heard of him, but I wasn't a follower of his music. But Van Halen's son, Mammoth. I said opened up. I said the show. And then I was more interested in the second opening band, which was Pantera. Pantera, I said, hasn't toured or opened for. I said, but it was interesting to see Pantera. I said, out again. Well, and honestly, I said that most people don't think like, well, wait a minute, like how does that work? Because like I said, Pantera is like half the band they used to be because like 2 of the members I said aren't no longer with us, right? Yeah. However, I said, they got Zach Wilde
I said, for those of you who know Zach Wild, I said, he went on tour with Ozzy. He's the lead guitarist and lead singer. I said, a Black Label Society, like awesome, like I said, iconic guitarist. Filled in for Dimebag Darrell. Yeah, it's a good question, Ed. I'm like, is it still Pantera? I don't know. It sounded like Pantera. I said,
it is if the remaining members want to call themselves Pantera still, and you're playing Pantera songs, like that's their choice, right? Like, that's fine.
And here's the thing. I think here's my thoughts on it, right? Like the core sound, which is like the vocals, right?
That's
if the vocals, if the vocals aren't there, like I don't know if you can necessarily call yourself that band anymore. Like, so for example, like Drowning Pool, right? Drowning Pool, lead singer, no longer with us. Static X, lead singer, no longer with us.
I didn't know
however,
that.
So Wayne Static like died years ago. However, Static X still tours, and Drowning Pool still tours. They just don't necessarily sound the same. At least with Pantera, I said you still have I can't think of his name right now. Main singer, right? I said he's still with us, still sings. It still sounds like Pantera. But yeah, that was cool. But yeah, Metallica though, like we had banger amazing seats. Like we were, so it was I was at the Arlington, I said AT&T Field in Arlington, right? This is where the Cowboys
Stadium.
play. Cowboy Stadium. I think it's the biggest, or at least I think it's now the second biggest. I said arena.
I remember it was a big deal when it first opened, but that was quite a few years ago.
Yeah. So there's 80,000 just seats.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Just seats.
Not including floor.
Not including floor.
Right,
just 80,000 seats. I said just around the round. It was sold out. So it was 80,000 seats.
It's crazy.
But then the way that they had their stage, they had a round stage. I said right in the middle, and it was basically, and it was a hollow ring. So basically, the entire stadium floor was filled with people, and then the inner stage was also filled with people. There were over 100,000 people here. Wow. It actually broke Taylor Swift's record that she had. Like I said, a couple of months before, for the most amount of people packed inside. I said of AT&T Stadium.
That's crazy.
But we had we had amazing seats. We were in like 4 rows up, 50-yard line. Just using football terms, right? 4 yards or 50-yard line. So right in the middle. I said right in the middle, like straight on. I said to the stage.
In the middle. Cool.
But yeah, it was amazing. Like I said, it was great. Metallica played basically a whole set of songs one night, and then no repeat songs the next night. So basically, you got basically to hear like said songs from their new stuff to their old stuff, and then songs they haven't like played like in a long time. So it was like, it's interesting to kind of see like how like new Metallica fans like I said are, right? So for example, like so they closed out, I said the first night obviously with Master of Puppets, right? And now Master of Puppets has got brought a whole new group of people into Metallica because of Stranger Things, right? I said, not saying that hey, Master of Puppets isn't a great song, but like I said, it had a whole different type of I said energy about it, just because of the whole Stranger Things vibe.
That's cool.
Ed brings up a good point. So yes, they were filming it. So it was. I said it was there. I said it's going to be out eventually, but they were also live streaming it to hundreds of theaters across the world. I said at the same point in time. So you could have actually gone to Cinemark and actually watched the Dallas Metallica show. Cool. Or you could have gone to like AMC and watched the Dallas Metallica show. I said, because that was actually, they were recording it and then they were live streaming at the same point in time. It was, like I said, it was a great show. Like probably one of the best concerts that I've ever been to, just from experience wise, just from being around that many people. It was, I don't know, it was a great show. Second night, like I said, right, I said Metallica ended up the night, but then two of my favorite bands opened that night. Ice Nine Kills, which actually, if you've never heard of them, great freaking band. And then Five Finger Death Punch, like I said, and then they freaking rocked it out. cool thing about Five Finger Death Punch was they brought up a couple kids on stage, like just randomly, I said, from the audience. And then the security, I said, tried to basically kick him off the stage. And then the lead singer of Five Finger Death Punch basically yelled at the security person, like, no, let him stay on stage. So they literally they were running around. These two kids were running around the stage, basically like high-fiving the audience the entire time.
Wow, that's awesome. Good for them. That's right. That's a night they won't forget.
Yeah. So it was
really
cool for that. Saw a whole bunch of people get dragged out of the concert by security. So one of I said they had these, like I said, these circular screens, like I said, all around, I said, the arena.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and then there's towers. So I said that people got up, like, for maintenance, right? But one of the concert goers climbed one of the towers.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that was fun news.
Yeah.
So
I guess that's a thing, huh?
Yeah. But yeah, it was a good time. Definitely would go again. I said I can't wait for the video to come out, because I said it was a good show.
Yeah, that's awesome. They're not my favorite band, but I was looking at the set list. I mean, even though they're not my favorite band, like, I still know at least half of these songs, and like I would listen to them. So that's really cool, right? It's Metallica's kind of one of those iconic bands.
Yeah, like and honestly, I said, I said Metallica's, like I said, probably not one of my favorite bands, but it's one of those, like I said, situations I'm not gonna get that many chances to see them. Like I said,
no,
like,
dude, they're 60 now. Like,
yeah,
they're not. Yeah, they've got a limited number of tours in their future, and yeah, like you said, this one they have a short, like, it's a world tour, but it's a short list of cities that made the cut. So they might not be back in Texas or somewhere where you're close by and hard to get tickets and all that stuff. So
yeah.
Oh, cool. Ed, hold on. It's got two parts. I only read the second part. So, fortunately enough to say, I've seen 2 new versions of Metallica. Oh, and Ed's seen Metallica 13 times. That is impressive. And the part that caught my eye was that he met Jason Newsted, right, the old bass player.
Nice.
Once. That's about when, like, whatever album they came out with, like, the new bass player. After Jason left,
Robert Trujillo.
Yeah, that guy. Like, that's about when, like, anything with that guy on, like, I'm not familiar with, but like the earlier Metallica and stuff. One of my friends was really into them for a while. So right when you're 20 and you're driving around town all over the place in the car playing music, right? Like, he put on a whole lot of Metallica. So I mean, that it was those albums though. It was Master of Puppets and even the mid 90s one. So like Load and like Reload and I remember those too. So I've listened to a fair amount of Metallica. It's just it's not on my regular rotation on Spotify, but that's okay.
Yeah, it ain't no Tay.
No, no, not 1%, top 1% Metallica listener. That's reserved for Taylor Swift. Would you like to hear a Taylor Swift story?
I would love to hear a Taylor Swift story.
So I was debating whether or not sharing this, but since you set me up, right, Taylor's been releasing the new versions of her albums, right? So Taylor's version for Speak Now came out a couple weeks ago, but it went up for pre-order like a couple months ago. So I pre-ordered on vinyl because why not? We're getting all of her albums on vinyl now apparently, and so I pre-ordered it on vinyl. Didn't think much of it, right? Never shipped. I'm thinking, hey, this has been out for a little bit. Never shipped. 1989 got announced, right? And another re-release of Taylor's version. And I'm like, well, what do you do? And like, where's my Speak Now version? So I went in my emails, clicked on it, and noticed that my order had been canceled the same day. I'm like, that's weird. I had ordered something else too. Like, so I had like 2 or 3. And I had ordered 1989. So like I had 2 or 3 orders, all 3 of which canceled immediately. Like, that's weird. So apparently I was banned. I've been banned from purchasing things on Taylor Swift's official online store. right?
What?
So I am banned from purchasing things from Taylor Swift. My orders get canceled immediately, because when the Midnight's album came out and she released those ones with the signed version that I ordered 3 of. So I ordered 3 of the Midnight's vinyl, and they arrived damaged. So I complained. I'm like, hey, these got damaged. Like I spent $100-something on this.
Yeah.
Like, this sucks. Like, right? Like, come on, I want my stuff nice. So I complained. They were really bad at responding to emails. Like, they're like, hey, they responded right away. Like, hey, we're looking at it. We're looking into it. We'll let you know soon. Couple weeks passed. Asked for an update. Oh no, we're still looking at it. We don't know. I'm like, just give me a refund. Let me send them back. Like, I don't care. Like, replacement, whatever. Like, can I have a resolution to this? They're like, yeah. Then they stopped responding to my emails for like a month. So I'm like, well, like,
I know what that means.
what am I do? Yeah, chargeback,
Mhm.
right? Like, so I called the bank or whatever and filled out the form. It's like, hey, they said I had the emails. I attached all my emails. Like, they stopped responding to me. I'm like this is garbage. So got my money back from the bank. But apparently in doing that, they blocked my email and my address, and I am no longer allowed to order from Taylor Swift's official store. Guess they didn't like that. So yeah. However,
I was gonna say, I'm like, that sounds like you're gonna have to get your pal Denny McGuire.
yeah, well, even easier than that, because our zip code has 2 cities attached to it. I just placed a new order with the other city in a different email, and it got shipped. So I haven't got it yet, but I was able to skirt around the blocking. But like, I mean, like, honestly, dude, like, if you would have just responded to my email and appropriately, like, that's all I was asking for. But no, they banned me from Taylor Swift shop because I complained.
and you
Thank
gave
you.
it. I said you gave it enough time.
I literally
Yeah.
gave it weeks, if not
Yeah.
months. Like, I was way patient. It was just to the point where when you stopped responding to me, I'm like, yeah, fine. Like, I've only done chargeback twice. It was that one, and we've talked about the other one. It was that Silicon Valley chair I won in that
Mhm.
prop auction. That, again, same thing. They stopped responding to my emails. They sent me half the order. They didn't send me the other half, and they didn't respond to my emails for a month. So I had to, I feel like that's why the whole chargeback thing exists with your bank, is when you lose contact with the company, you ask for your money back. And I felt like I was never going to get a resolution. And I got banned. It's ridiculous.
No,
Yeah. Like, I've been kicked out of the Swifties. But I Googled it too. And there's Reddit posts and all that stuff of people in a similar situation. So it was definitely people who either apparently just asked for a refund, got banned, and then other people said that they did the chargeback and they got banned. So it wasn't just me. But I guess whoever runs her store doesn't like chargebacks.
Oh, yeah, I guess not. Like I said, unfortunately, I said I've had to do that. I said a couple times, especially with I said the old ordering of the hot toys from the overseas. I said, because I'm like, that's that's what credit cards are for, right? Like, said, like, it's
Right.
to protect yourself. Like, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
This website maybe completely sketchy. Like, hey, like,
But yeah, exactly. But if you don't get your thing, then the
I
credit
don't
card's
get my
supposed to
thing.
protect
Here you go. Yeah. So, like I said,
Yeah.
I've had to do that too. So, like,
Yeah.
luckily, like I said, it's pretty easy.
It was super easy.
Yeah.
Like, I think the funny thing is, like, it's sort of embarrassing because, like, the bank called me and asked me questions about my Taylor Swift vinyls. I'm like, yeah, I ordered multiple copies of Taylor Swift's new album, and they arrived damaged, and they stopped responding to my emails. She was really nice. The bank lady was really nice. But yeah, I had to verbally speak to somebody. That wasn't that fun, but
that's
worth
interesting
it.
because, like, literally, for the 2 times that I've done it, right? Like, it's been like unusually easy. Like, where like the first time I did it, I didn't even do anything. I just like, oh yeah, here, this, and they just
flagged it or whatever.
Yeah, I just flagged it, and they literally automatically did it. Like, so literally within like seconds, I had
wow, that's awesome.
the money back. The second time, and then like oh yeah, like just here, use this portal to submit basically your case, whatever. So I literally just screenshot, take a screenshot of the phone, take a screenshot. Oh, here's
right, the receipt or whatever. Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, and then
that's what this one was. But then it's in the chair, like same bank, same everything. They didn't do anything. It was super easy. The chair, they just gave me my money back. I got an email like a couple of days later and said it was closed.
Which is funny because I said the chair, honestly, because
the chair was hundreds of dollars.
$100.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. It was like 4 times as much as this. This was right around $100 for the 3 albums. But yeah, I forgot about that. She had to call me. The bank called me and asked me questions about my Taylor Swift vinyls. Yep.
Hey, maybe they're just trying to outreach, like I said, another Swiftie to make sure, like, hey, guess what?
Probably, yeah.
I said, are you a friend of Tay? Like,
yeah,
making sure you're legit.
Yeah, it was crazy. So yeah, I told my wife, I'm like, guess what? We've been banned. Oh well, I was concerned for a minute, like, I can't order things again, but no. Luckily, it was just an address thing, so we're good. We're back in business. I got an order getting delivered like tomorrow.
That's awesome, man. I said, you're just going all after the vinyls. I said they said because you ordered another vinyl recently too. Like I said, that I also ordered.
Yeah, the Keanu Reeves one.
Yeah.
I forget Dog Star.
Yeah.
Dog Star. Yeah. Keanu Reeves band. He had a band a while ago that were taking a break. He plays bass in Dog Star, and they were coming out with a new album. And that Facebook group that Jeremy and I are in, the 69 Collectibles, people were sharing out that, hey, we found a signed vinyl by the band members, which Keanu Reeves is a band member. So yeah, sure. So yeah, we've got that one coming. I do. Well, remember when I remember that one day you came over to my house in Texas, and I had a couple because I had just gone to the record store. Like it's that collection that I'm still like struggling with not going all in on. And I really don't want to do it. But I also bought Olivia Rodrigo had her new albums coming out, and they had signed versions of that too. Like that's an easy way to get me to buy it. Like I don't know for what is it, like $30?
Yeah,
it's the same price as the regular album. So like for $30 to get a Keanu Reeves signature or Olivia Rodrigo or Taylor Swift, I'm like,
because I did that.
Absolutely.
I did that. So with Ozzy too. Like so when Ozzy Session 9 came out. This is before, like I said, like I said, ended up getting that signed thing at San Diego. I wanted an Ozzy signature, and then I'm like, this can't be. I'm like for I think it was like 25 or like $30. I'm like, damn, there's no way this is gonna be signed. I'm like
no way Ozzy's sitting down for $25.
And I'm like, that's sure shit. I'm like, they're actually real signatures. So like,
it's an easy way to sell copies of your album.
Yeah,
like that's what it is. I mean, I forget. I heard something on the radio one day too, like about the Taylor Swift one for Midnights. Like she sold like 600,000 vinyl copies of vinyl. Like it was the highest selling vinyl of this year or whatever, last year. And I'm like, well, yeah, like because she did 4 versions of them, like more than just 4, but she did 4 signed versions of them, right? Like, and I ended up getting 3 out of the 4. Like if everybody's buying 3 or 4 of these, like it only takes 100,000, maybe 200,000 people to sell more than 500,000 copies because everybody's buying 4 of them. Like these artists are getting smart. Like that's how you increase your record sales. You sit down and you sign a couple and you sell 100,000. Like why not?
Like no, it's crazy. But yeah, and some of them, like I said, like just like some of the stuff, like I said, just for people that just don't know about stuff, right? Some are just sleepers too. Like that Dogstar album, like I said, that was up for a long time.
Yeah, weeks.
Like weeks. Like I said, to get like sort of Keanu Reeves signature. Like I said, it was up for weeks.
Yeah, I mean he's right. Keanu Reeves is top A-list kind of movie star. Like you're not going to get a Keanu Reeves autograph on anything for $30 or whatever we spent. Like it was cheap. Did you pick up that Jack Black coloring book?
Yeah.
The Tenacious D.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did too, just because right,
I
that Facebook group is
little
trouble.
times, yeah.
They're enablers, right? Like somebody posted up the link there for it was a Tenacious D coloring book signed by the Jack Black and the other guy for $25, I think.
I've gotten
Sure.
multiple things from that group. Yeah, so they get
Yeah,
that.
like
I said two. So I said I have the Patrick Stewart book. I said it's coming out.
Yeah. They always share out the book.
And then the Arnold Schwarzenegger book that's coming out.
Yeah,
that
one is cool.
that he's selling. So I got those. I said from that group too.
Yeah. They've like the other ones that I can think of, like Jamie Lee Curtis had a book that they all got. Scarlet Witch. Ashley Olsen had like a children's book that you could get signed. I'm like, I passed on those, but
I passed on JamieLee Curtis.
It's still cool if you really like those people. Like it's cool. I just don't need a kid's book.
Ed, like let me I may have something. I may be able to make that work for you. Like I said, I have it's on standby. I just have to make sure that it actually happens, because I finagled some things. So like we'll see if it happens then. But nice. if I end up with multiple copies, listen, I'll hook you, my friend.
Nice, cool. Good episode. Random stuff. Anything else before we wrap up?
Oh, that's it, man. I was good to be back. I'm glad. Especially I think the break especially when it's just the two of us, it makes it easy. It makes it easy to fill in.
Yeah, because honestly, dude, like we didn't talk about any TV shows, any movies. Which is good because I didn't really watch any.
Real quick before we go, did you watch The Flash?
Not yet, no.
It's on HBO Max now. So like,
is it okay? Yeah. I'll have to watch I started it one time, but I did not. I like the bootleg version when it was still in the theaters. I'll have to finish it. Maybe we can talk about The Flash. Blue Beetle's out. There's a couple movies out, but I haven't seen anything. So next week, movies or TV.
Next week, movies or TV. Guys. Like I said, something.
Yeah.
Something.
All right. Like, what do I do now? Oh yeah, if you enjoy our podcast and you want to stay tuned for when we drop that what are we on 250th episode giveaway, go ahead and follow us on Instagram. We're at STS Guys. We are on Threads at STS Guys, and we're also on Facebook at the STS Guys. My God, I'm rusty. And I'm Larry from the STS Guys.
Shilling like a villain.
Yep.
Shilling like a villain.
Ding 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 ding. Ding 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 ding.
And one last time, because we've got some bad news. The Last Astronaut Coffee Company has shut down. They are no longer a thing. But hey,
if you want some panties,
shop friskeybritches.com because they're back. Yeah. Lost Astronaut Coffee Company's gone the way of Shumi, gone the way of Podcoin, but they're gone. But in our hearts, they'll always be the best. We'll have to come up with something new for it.
Hey, I'm saying, like I said, hey, Frisky Bitches is back.
Yeah, they're back.
Hey, like I said, it's an oldie but a goodie. Like they are. I said they're back and they're more fierce and they're more frisky than ever.
More frisky than ever. I like it. All right, shop Frisky Bitches code FBSTS. I think save 10%. And if you like podcasts, well, I've got some friends who've got podcasts.
I don't have friends. I got family.
That's right. Check out our podcast family, some of which actually still do new episodes, but not Talking Pops, not Pop Collectors Alliance. Secondary Heroes, they're still going strong. Average Nerd Podcast, Nerdy Curious, Movie Retakes, not sure about them. Toy Rewind Podcast, they're still grinding. 3 beers and a mic. I don't think so. Just a Little Podcast. I'm not sure if Cookie's doing anything, but he had a baby, so shout out to Cookie. Man, our list is getting small on friends who are still podcasting. But you know what? We didn't acknowledge this. But right, this weekend is Funko's 6-year anniversary. Right, they had a party or a block party at Everett, but that also means it's our 6-year anniversary.
Yeah.
It's been six years of the STS guys. So thank you everybody for hanging out. Somehow we're still doing this 6 years later.
Hey, you know what though? Like I said, it's still an adventure. Like I said, it's ain't nothing gonna stop us. Nothing gonna stop us.
Not
what gonna
what was
hold
it?
us
What was the
down.
totally rad thing? Not dead yet. Yeah,
Not dead yet. Like,
Maybe
honestly,
Scott will be back.
Yeah.
Scott was going to try to join tonight, but baby stuff. So
you know
hopefully Scott will
why
be
we
back
work though. Like I
next
said, and I think this is like I said, we talked about this before. I said we have the formula down. The formula is
secret
basically
sauce.
just like not having a plan.
Yeah.
You go in with no plan. That's the plan.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
like
makes
it.
That's what
It's
makes
the
makes the podcast.
it's the charm.
It's the
There's
charm
no
of it.
plan. You're just hanging out with well, tonight you're hanging out with Jeremy and Larry.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you, chat.
Thank you, chat.
Ed, Manny, anybody
Audio
else. Thank you for
listeners
hanging out.
everywhere.
Yeah, shout out to the audio listeners. But yeah, stay tuned for that 6-year 250th episode giveaway. Jeremy's holding it up earlier, that Daredevil Charlie Cox signed photo, which is super cool. So we'll be figuring out the details on that real soon.
All right. I'm taking us out. So for episode 246 of the STS Guys, I've been Jeremy.
Hey, it's Larry.
Have a great night, everyone. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
I'm leaving that in. What?